If you feel stuck or uninspired, or if you feel like you're supposed to be doing something more important, more meaningful, then what you're looking for is probably your calling or your life's work. It's kind of the doing aspect of your purpose. And finding your calling is actually quite important. A recent study shows that having a strong sense of purpose is as important as eating well and exercising for our well-being. And one of the best ways to have this sense of purpose is by creating our life's work. So I'm not necessarily talking about a job, although it could be a job, it could be a side hustle, it could be a business, but it could also be volunteer work. It could also be a creative project. It's just a body of work that's meaningful to you, that uses your natural talents or your strength, and that makes a difference, so that makes a positive contribution. So in this video, I'll share the 3 main things you need to find your calling and start doing your life's work. And I'll start with a quote from one of my favorite channeled books, Creating Money, Attracting Abundance, that explains what it means or what it looks like to do our life's work. You are a unique, special person and you have a meaningful contribution to make to the world. The special contribution you came to make is your life's work. When you're doing that work, you're following your higher path, and your life will be filled with increasing joy, abundance, and well-being. In doing your life's work, you're accomplishing what you came to Earth to do. I've always been obsessed with the ideas of purpose and calling since I was a child. And even though it's not necessarily something we need to monetize, like again, it can be like a creative project or volunteering. But for me, it's always been important that my work or what I do to make a living is tied to my purpose. I just can't imagine spending half of my waking hours doing something I don't really care about for the next 30 plus years while dreaming of the weekend. It just makes no sense to me. But figuring out what that purpose or what that calling was has been such a struggle for me. I actually had no idea until I was in my early 30s. So I think that what we'll cover in this video will save you a lot of time and a lot of frustration. The first thing you need is to know your gifts. When you know your gifts and are happy to share them, then that sense of purpose begins to feel satisfying. You do have gifts, even if you don't believe you do, even if you don't know what they are. Everyone has them, and I'll explain how you can discover what they are. And when I say a gift, I'm not talking about a skill, but more about a natural talent or a natural strength. A skill is developed through practice, but a natural strength or a gift is something more innate. So there are 3 main ways you can know what your gifts are. First, you can watch my other video on this topic because I go in depth and I give several methods on how to uncover your natural strength. So I'm going to link the video on the screen and also in the description below. I'll also put the links to a few assessments and quizzes you can take in the description below. And what I recommend doing is when you read your results, just notice the keywords that resonate with you and write those down and leave out the rest. And another very helpful tool that I did not mention in that other video, or I don't think so, is the VIA Character Strength Survey. It's free online and it takes about 10 minutes to complete. So I've talked many times about this assessment on this channel because it's been created by psychologists and it's valid. When you'll take the assessment, you get a breakdown of your strengths. There are 24 in total. And those strengths are also values and tied to virtues. Your top 6 strengths are called your signature strength, and there are those that are more present within you. For example, my top 6 are love of learning, perspective, creativity, hope, curiosity, and spirituality. Those are some of the things that I value most and also come more naturally to me. And you too have signature strength, things that come more naturally to you than other people. When you use those strengths, you feel at your best. You can produce your best work. The second ingredient to your life's work or calling is enthusiasm or aliveness. You will recognize that you're doing your life's work by the feelings of vitality and aliveness it gives you. Your life's work is also something you enjoy doing. It's something that energizes you. Your energy is usually a good indicator of if you're on the right track or off track. So here's what you can do. Once you've identified some of your gifts, just think of how you enjoy using them. For example, one of my top strengths, based on the VIA survey and also based on other assessments I've taken, is creativity. But I don't really enjoy painting or drawing or playing music. What I do like is creating content like videos and also information products or like courses and guidebooks and journals. So can you think of ways you enjoy using your gifts? I'll also put a PDF in the description with a list of over 360 ways to use character strength. It'll give you some ideas. The second thing you can do is to think of topics or activities or places, environments that you feel drawn to. For example, again, I like making videos, but not videos about any topic. I would never make a video about like tech.
And today, we've got another massive tech unboxing.
Or about investing, just because there are things that I have absolutely no interest in. I'm more into positive psychology and spirituality and lifestyle design. So what are the things you feel naturally attracted to, or topics you really enjoy reading about or talking about? Things that energize you. You can imagine that you go into a big bookstore like Barnes & Noble. What section of the bookstore would you go to? And in that section, what specific books would you want to buy? I actually encourage you to do this exercise in person, like to go to an actual bookstore. And if you really don't know what you like, if you really don't know what you're interested in, then you need to explore more. You need to meet new people. You need to expose yourself to new activities and new ideas. You need to try new things. And then we have meaningful contribution. So your calling also makes a positive difference in the lives of other people, even if it's a small difference. Deepak Chopra wrote in the 7 Spiritual Laws of Success, when you combine your ability to express your unique talent with service to humanity, then you make the full use of the law of Dharma. And Dharma means our most authentic life and purpose. So how can you touch the lives of other people? For example, if you enjoy writing, but you keep your writing to yourself, you never share your writing, then no one will benefit from it. But if you write blog posts and publish them online, or if you write a book, then people can read what you write and you can make a positive difference on those people. And again, the contribution doesn't have to be huge. Like, we don't have to save the planet. It can be if you share funny memes online and that makes people laugh, even just one person laugh.
Why doesn't what's missing come to me? I want that missing thing to come. I want that missing thing to come. I want that missing thing to come. That missing thing is coming. Missing.
That's fine. That's the contribution. That's a positive difference. Okay, so now we talked about discovering your gifts, how you enjoy using your gifts, and how you can use them to serve people or to create value. Now, I want to talk about how you can monetize your life's work or your calling. Your life's work is an ecosystem of value creation activities. Some of them you'll be able to monetize and others probably not. And that's okay, both are valuable. But if you look at your list of all the things you could do that use your strength and create value, which ones do you think you could monetize? To help you figure this out, you could look at what other people are already doing successfully. Let's say you want to start a fashion blog that you monetize. Is there someone out there who's done it successfully? Yes. So it's a good indicator that it's possible for you too. You could also use ChatGPT to help you brainstorm ideas. If you open the free version of ChatGPT, you can just give it a prompt. I'm going to read one to you and I'll also put the prompt in the description below. So it could be, my top strength are, and then enter your strength. My top interests are, enter your interests. Some of my personality traits are, and enter some of your personality traits. Some of the ways I enjoy using my strength are, and list those. Based on this information, can you give me 25 or 50 or 100 recommendations for jobs or profitable business ideas or side hustle ideas, depending on what you want? And that would create value for other people. And once ChatGPT gives you a list of ideas, you might need to refine the prompt a little bit or add some details. For example, I added that I am not interested in creating software or freelancing, and I also want to be location independent. And then it'll generate more ideas that are more aligned with what you really want. I'll add one more thing, and actually I'm going to share another quote from the book Creating Money, Attracting Abundance that explains the last requirement. Doing your life's work will require the skill of listening to and following your own wisdom. You do so by going within rather than looking for answers outside of yourself. I'll have to make another video about this topic because it will be too long to cover here. But basically, we also need to trust our own intuition and inner wisdom rather than following what other people or societies say we should do. So once you have all this information, the next step is just to start exploring. You need to try things to know if you really enjoy doing it or not. For example, I didn't know I would enjoy coaching until I went through a coaching certification and had my first clients. I also didn't know what topics I would like to cover on my YouTube channel until I started making videos. In the beginning, I think I made a few videos about minimalism, and I realized very quickly that it's just not a topic that I'm interested to talk about. So you have to try different things to see what you actually like. You have to follow your curiosity. So try things, meet new people, talk to people who do things that you find interesting, and do something, like try something, create something. That's how you'll do your life's work. That's how you'll be in your calling. I hope this was helpful. If you have questions, you can just put them in the comments below, and I'll put all the links I mentioned in this video in the description. Thank you very much for watching until the end. I wish you a beautiful day, a beautiful week, and I'll see you soon.